Because for those of you Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Ciele with the Crooked C, and in today's video, as you can see on the title, this is going to be a decorating slash styling video na napakasaya kong i-share sa inyo. And I finally get to film one dahil for those of you who don't know, I actually really enjoy decorating spaces, rooms. That's why ever since bata ko, I usually redecorate a lot, lalo na sa bahay dahil lagi lang naman ako nasa bahay and I really want my spaces to feel nice and look nice at the same time. But since I'm a student and I still live with my mom, my family, and I don't have the budget to really redesign everything, I am here to show you guys how to decorate using two things, that is plants and art prints. But before moving on to the plants and art prints, I would like to share two tips that will help you before you start decorating. First thing is that you might want to stick to a certain color scheme, and personally, my color scheme has always been white, brown, beiges, and greens. If I have blues, they're usually parang muted blues or light blues, ganun lang. Nothing really colorful, mostly earth tones. With that being said, I already know what things to look for beforehand. And the second styling tip I would like to share is that lagi niyong tatandaan yung functionality ng space. So for example, in this video, I will be showing you how I decorate my shelf, which is my workstation. So kailangan kong isipin na I cannot fill the shelf with too many decors dahil ginagamit ko siya as workspace. So that is something that you need to keep in mind, the functionality of the space you're going to style. And that's it. Moving on to the plants. Since nauso na yung mga plantitos and plantitas ngayon, and most of you guys will for sure have number of plants in your home, whether sa inyo yon or sa nanay nyo, you can always easily style your space using those plants. The first thing you need to do is to assess the light source na nakukuha ng kwarto nyo. And the easiest way to do that is to use your handphones, lalo na kung meron kayong compass app. And dun yung makikita kung yung window nyo ba is north, south, west, or east facing. Personally, I actually have a southwest facing window, which means my room gets plenty of light in long exposures all throughout the day. And so, I can keep plants even as far as ditong side ng kwarto ko, which is the farthest from the window. But actually, if you guys don't have a proper window or like a light source in your room, you can always style and place plants in your room, but make sure na during the day, bring them outside to get their sufficient lighting needs kasi at the end of the day, they're still living things and they really need sun to thrive. So yeah, if you don't have a window, just make sure na you bring them outside whenever they need it. So with that being said, after you get to assess, pwede na kayong pumili kung anong klaseng mga plants yung ilalagay nyo sa kwarto nyo. Now, for the design tips, the best way to style plants in your room is by using different pots. There are three main types kung saan nyo pwedeng ilagay yung plant nyo. You can put them in glass bottles / vases. You can put them in pots, ceramic or clay pots, and you can put them in cash pots. So the first one is the vases and the glass bottles. I usually use them whenever I propagate plants or sa mga plants na kayang mabuhay sa tubig. So you can easily use recycled bottles, mga lumang bottles na pinag-iinuman nyo, yung mga jar ng mga mayonnaise, peanut butter na nasa kusina nyo, or you can always buy cheap vases and glass bottles sa market naman. There are a lot of options. Most of mine I actually got from Daiso or department store lang. The second option is to use pots. Whether ceramic pots, clay pots, yun actually yung pinaka-common, yung nakadirekta ng tanim yung halaman nyo dun sa pot. The third option is the use of cash pots. So, cash pots are basically mga pots na usually wala silang hole sa ilalim, so walang drainage hole. So, ang ginagawa nyo is yung plants nyo na nabibili nyo in a seedling bag or in an old pot, ilalagay nyo siya sa loob para lang matago yung walang design nyo na pot, basically. So, with that being said, when styling, you can always opt to use different colors, different textured pots para naman magkaroon ng dynamic yung plants nyo. And the next tip is to also try to get plants in varying sizes. Tulad ng ginawa ko sa ibang parts, pinagsama-sama ko iba-ibang height para lang hindi siya flat and uniform looking. Oh, and by the way, there are actually plants pala na pwede mong i-hang. But personally, I don't do that kasi wala naman akong pang drill, so I don't make an effort to hang my plants, but you can always do that, especially when you are fond of having trailing plants. Moving on to the art prints. You might think na when I say you can decorate with art prints easily is yung art prints na nabibili mo. That is not the case at all. I have been using prints to design and style my room for ages. Like nung elementary ako, yung room ko puro poster ng K-pop, anime, boys over flowers, photo cards. I even have a massive New Moon Twilight series poster. I remember nung high school naman, during my Tumblr era days, I decided to do a massive wall collage dito sa wall ko na to. Nung wala pang shelf, this is just a plain wall. I decided to make a ginormous wall collage using magazines, art prints, bookmarks, and stuff like that. And so, now, moving on to my adult life, I am actually quite hesitant to do a full wall of collage again. And so, I am going to tell you different ways on how to style your room with art prints. Yung unang method na madali is to hang your prints using a string. Kung wala naman kayo nung twine, you can always use yung yarn para iba-iba rin kulay kung ayaw nyo lang nung brown na itsura. So this twine that I have on my wall used to actually carry Polaroid photos. But since yung kwarto ko is open lagi and I live in a tropical country, na-notice ko na yung mga Polaroids ko nag-fade throughout time. That's why I removed them and decided to exchange them for art prints instead. The second method I use to display my prints are by framing them. If you follow me on Instagram, you have probably seen the two prints that I have in my shelf. That's why I didn't film doing them anymore dahil nandyan na sila more than a year. And so what I did is that I actually got a print bigger and I framed it and hanged it on my wall right here. If you're wondering where do I get my prints, I will actually discuss that later. Moving on, the third method is by using boards. So, pwede siyang corkboard, pwede siyang magnetic board, pwede siyang yung katulad ko na, actually hindi ko alam kung anong tawag dito yung sa akin, yung parang may mga tali, tas garter na iipit mo. But yeah, that kind of board. And pwede rin yung grid na nauuso ngayon na pwede yung i-clip na lang yung mga prints and kung ano man yung gusto nyong idikit. So, all of those I consider boards and is a very easy way to display your prints, lalo na hindi siya permanent na nakadikit. So, pwede nyo lagi siyang i-customize, pwede nyo siyang i-rearrange whenever you like, and you can always add different elements kung ayaw nyo na pure prints lang yung gamit nyo. So the fourth method is actually what I have been doing for years. But right now, I'm actually quite hesitant kasi it's a very risky choice dahil pwede nyong masira yung prints nyo, lalo na kung gusto nyo pang itago right after using them. Because the fourth method is by the use of tape. So you can easily display your prints by taping them and creating a collage on your wall. But what I did is actually a hack. I didn't actually get to film myself doing it kasi dapat nga hindi ko siya gagawin, pero I actually decided to add a little something, which is this one. And what I did is, to avoid taping them directly on the wall, I use an old folder as a backdrop, tapos doon ko tinape yung mga prints na gusto kong i-display. So the question is, saan nga ba ako nakakakuha ng prints? And how can this be a saving/tipid hacks on styling your room? Yung mga hinang ko na prints, I actually bought them from an Instagram shop that I will link below. And the artist is named Jane. The artist actually sold them as a set. And since naka-sold siya as a set, automatically, they will look cohesive. And that is another tip that I can give you in case you want to buy ready-made art prints, is to find sets para makasigurado kayo na pag display nyo is cohesive or hindi makalat siya tingnan kasi nga meron na siyang isang theme. So in my case, I actually bought this as a set and it's the very beautiful theme of Spring Day. Bomnal! Unfortunately, this specific set is already sold out in case you guys are interested, but I will still link her Instagram shop just in case you guys want to check out her future collection. And I will also try to find and link other sets na makikita nyo sa Shopee na art prints para mapadali ang buhay nyo. And I also have 2 individual prints na nabili ko sa magkaibang shop, and it is this RM Mono Playlist art print and itong Life Goes On na art, and I will also link their shops below. And in case you guys don't want to buy ready-made art prints, the second source na napagkukuhanan ko ng prints is by using postcards. So itong dalawang naka-frame sa shelf ko are actually postcards I got when I traveled to UAE. So you can always use postcards na nabibili nyo sa Pandayan, sa National Bookstore, sa Fully Book, anywhere really, para i-display sa inyong kwarto. Yung pangatlo naman is actually something that I have also been doing for ages, and that is using old notebook covers, or in this case, itong isang to is lumang calendar. Pwede nyong i-recycle yung mga lumang covers ng notebooks nyo, and even brochures, yung mga brochure ng shop, which I usually keep lalo na pag maganda yung design nila. I actually even use bookmarks before. Isa yun sa mga nilalagay ko sa collage pag may nakikita kong magandang bookmarks, lalo na sa Papa Melroti. I usually use them as art prints then whenever I style. And the next source you can get is actually by using old shop tags. So you can always keep those and isama nyo siya sa mga collage or mga dinidisplay nyo sa kwarto nyo. Lalo na ngayon na maraming shop na pag bumili kayo, meron silang message, meron silang picture, minsan meron silang parang postcard type na card, which I always keep and use for styling. Other than those, you can honestly find art prints everywhere. Sa magazine, sa mga libro, if you guys aren't that sensitive, you can always tear pages from books. Lumang card deck, yung isa dito sa collage ko is actually from hindi siya, laruan lang naman siya na tarot deck, hindi siya yung literal na ginagamit. But yeah, I use that in my collage as well. And so that is it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I sure hope you found useful ideas on how to style your room with plants and with art prints. Also, please kindly follow our Instagram account because we will actually be selling plants in the near future. With that being said, thank you for watching this video and see you on my next one. Bye!